Yes, I'm working with Mazoga the orc. I hate orcs. I really do. I'm only doing this with her because Count Marius Caro of Leyawiin asked me to do it. Though when it comes to orcs, I have been in much worse company. My experience in prison springs to mind, or due to a raiding party of orcs when I held my dead cousin at age 7. Most orcs live all over Tamriel as pariahs. I have heard that there are ancient orc tribes in Skyrim and in Valenwood. No, they don't precede the people who make up the predominant population in those provinces, but they have been there for a few millennia. Yes, they had their home off and on in High Rock, and they have a kingdom there right now, Orsinium, one the Emperor, when he was alive, approved of. The problem is that everywhere there are groups of orcs, you will find that there is banditry, raiding, pillaging, and strife. Malakath is probably behind much of their philosophy, though to be honest, most orcs are not very intelligent and would consider harming others for their own gain the norm. Malakath is a Daedric prince that demands only the strong lead, and that one proves their worth, which always comes down to combat. He is the one who perceives weakness both in spirit and the body as something to be destroyed. Because of this, the orcs are always willing to prove themselves by fighting. However, due to my personal research while at the Arcane University, I have discovered that Malakath also cares for those who follow him, as odd as that sounds. Ogres, orcs, and I've even heard that goblins call Malakath by a different name seem to be the bulk of his worshippers. The orcs came from the Aldmer back in the Merethic era. Trinimac was one of the original gods of the elves, one that was popular and one of the most powerful gods when it came to combat. Trinimac was tricked by Boethia and was consumed completely, only to be voided out as one would in a chamber pot. His most devout worshippers ran to the excrement that was Trinimac and rubbed it all over themselves. This changed them quite dramatically from their old Aldmer or High Elven selves to the Orsimer we know as orcs today. Trinimac had changed inside Boethia. Malakath is who Trinimac had changed to, and Malakath was vengeful, spiteful, and full of hate. He was the spurned one and held to oaths as if they were more important than anything else. This was reflected in his new Orsimer people. This all really explains why the orcs are the way they are, but I still hate them. The Black Horse Courier has a new edition out. Fighters Guild faces tough competition. The Fighters Guild has been an institution in Tamriel for as long as anyone can remember. These brave men and women have, for countless years, always been available to do those jobs that the average citizen is simply not qualified to handle. Whether it be ridding a homeowner of a plague of rats or rescuing a wayward scholar, the Fighters Guild has always been available for anyone with enough coin to pay their modest fees. Now, however, it seems that the Fighters Guild is not the only game in town. A new group has recently been making a lot of waves in Cyrodiil. They call themselves the Blackwood Company, and they've let it be known that they'll handle any job that the Fighters Guild will, and many that they won't. Have I not read this before? I may have. While the Fighters Guild has always maintained the strictest standards on both the quality of their members and the legality of the contracts they accept, the Blackwood Company makes none of these same claims. They have no screening process when accepting a new member, and they seem willing to accept any contract, assuming one can afford the price tag. Some have questioned the Blackwood Company's methods. They are rumored to be reckless and indiscriminate. Many have spoken of needless damage to persons and property during the fulfillment of a contract. None of those we spoke to were willing to go on the record for this article. What the future holds for this upstart group remains to be seen. Are they the perfect solution for a quickly changing world? Will their methods force the Fighters Guild to adopt more lenient business practices? Only time will tell. Until then, if you need a job done, and the Fighters Guild won't do it, check with your local Blackwood Company. Why it's on the floor? I have no idea. Alright, so there are no rooms available in the Mages Guild. I guess we have to go to the hotel. Speak of the Daedric Prince, Blackwood Company Hall. Actually, I'm kind of curious. That's all. Well, we need to find a place to stay. The Fighters Guild's right here. Funny enough, they're right across from each other. Perhaps I'll find a bed in here? Would be nice.
Do you
I thought
know
we're just
how
gonna
hard
go
it is
home.
to find a decent
So
hairdresser
sleeping.
around here?
A decent hairdresser? Sorry, I wouldn't. I'm always taking care of my own hair. I don't need anybody to dress it up for me. I have been to some or fighters guild that have rooms in their basement. Ugh, this one has rats. Wow, they have quite the they even have a little dungeon. Strange. As Fergus would always say, strange. Well, I haven't even come across the rooms yet. I assume it's all upstairs. Hopefully away from where all the rats are. Oh. For some reason, this door is locked. And they have a practice room upstairs. Oh, weird. How cute, they're sharing a bed. Alright, that would seem to be it. What's behind this door? Skeleton key can open just about anything. Oh. Some weapons. There's no room here either. By the time we find a place, just forget it. Let's get out of the city and where's the quickest way out? Is this way. Get out of the city and we'll just go sleep. I have to go to Coral anyways. In fact, this could actually help me. If I use the mages... You know what? We're right here. Should have thought of that before, because my home is right there in Coral. Go to the Mages Guild. There's a bookstore right there. Actually, I have right there. I wanted to go and see what it's like in there. Where is the mage? The teleport pad here. Coral. Well, there were a lot of places to sleep here before, but I don't know about that now. But none of that matters. We will go to my home, Arbor Watch. Magnus is starting to rise, so we've missed the night. Alright, you go to sleep.
Yes, dear.
We're calling each other dear now, are we? Anyways, want to relax here for a while?
Relax? That sounds nice. I don't see any beds here that I would want to use.
I've already shown them where
Is
you
there
are.
somewhere else I can sleep?
Yes, I'll show you upstairs. Hey, Fergus has made himself comfortable. He's heard him snoring. Let's try to get as much sleep as I can, even though we've lost most of the night.
Hungry.
Oh, okay. Vilya met me in my own room. Sorry, let's go, Vilya.
You wanted to talk to me?
Excuse me. Let's go.
Sure.
Now, if we teleport back to Leyawiin, using the Mage's Guild teleport pad, then Prophet will be there. And I don't even remember where I left him.
Hello there.
I haven't really had to keep track of him because of doing things like this. So, to Leyawiin we go. Now, I'm very much likely we'll meet the Count. It's raining again. Between how skilled I am with carrying this armor, wearing it, and the necklace, and how athletic I am, I really move fast. Wow. Looks like I don't need Prophet anymore. So, Mazoga, you are here,
How
correct?
about just go and kill something?
Oh, yes, I'm always up for that. Here's the Count. I don't know who's ahead of me. Are you the steward?
I'm waiting.
I have no idea who you are.
I think I hear Milady calling.
Okay. Hello, my
Have you
lord.
found Black Brugo?
Yes.
I hope you are here to tell me of Black Brugo's death.
Of course I am. He is dead.
What news do you have of Black Brugo?
He's dead.
Justice has been done, and henceforth, Mazoga and you shall be known as Knights of the White Stallion. May I present you with the perquisites of your rank, a key to White Stallion Lodge, and a shield
There's a lodge.
bearing the arms of County Leyawiin. Mazoga's key and shield shall be delivered to her directly, and I promise you a bounty of 100 gold for each black bow you bring me.
Oh, okay.
Each black bow you bring me means another black bow bandit slain.
So they're just bandits, okay. Alright, so, I don't really want a house in town. Have you heard any good rumors lately, my lord?
I've never heard the Countess mention her husband. I believe it is something of a sore point with Lady Melona.
Which countess?
Good day,
You look like a shrewd businessman.
Melona Umbernox. Oh, of Anvil. Okay, yes. I guess I should go to speak to the orc.
Did you tell the Count about Black Brugo?
Yes, I did.
So, am I a knight?
We are both knights errant.
God's ghoulies. Not just a knight, but an errant. That's a real special kind of knight, right? So go on, say it. Say, I greet you, Sir Mazoga.
Don't push it on my knight, too.
Yeah? Well, maybe you're right. A real knight shouldn't act like a jerk to his pals. So thank you. You've been good to me, and I won't ever forget it. So, I better get started doing my good deeds, and maybe I'll see you at the White Stallion Lodge.
Probably not, but whatever.
Be seeing you.
This weather encapsulates exactly how I feel right now. Whenever I encounter an orc. So, it is daytime.
Can I help you?
We should have
What's the
stayed in
latest?
Coral, actually.
Do
Or
you
at least
think we
gone to
happen
the
to
Mage's
find good
Fighters
weapons?
Guild.
Greetings, Breton. Hello.
Out reading a book. In the rain. Wow.
I'm
What's going on? Sorry. Let's go into the... I need to go to
Greetings,
Coral.
Guildmate.
Right here. I know this is costing me gold, but I have so much of it, I'm just not worried anymore. I think that there were 2 quests for me to do down in Leyawiin. Now we just have to go to the Fighters Guild.
Go ahead.
Hey, you're that rude dark elf.
I'm looking for results from you. What have you found out?
Results. I found the causing the 2 Fighters Guild members were causing problems down there, and I dealt with it.
The Blackwood Company has taken that much of a foothold in Leyawiin. Those sons of... Never mind. You've done your job. Here's your payment for it.
Can I get an advancement?
You've done well. Because of your efforts, you have achieved the rank of Swordsman of the Fighters Guild.
Swordsman, okay. What duties are there?
I don't have anything for you right now. Speak with Azan or Grokash. Get some more seasoning, and maybe I'll have something. Or perhaps you're ready for advancement.
Already done.
Stay with it.
Alright, so we
Read
have
it.
work to do in Leyawiin. So Azan, is he not the Fighters Guild leader of Anvil? I think he is. And what were we supposed to do here? Secretor is something I'll do when the cities are done. Oh, Sadrasta of the Mage's Guild in Leyawiin has tasked me to find Garridan's tears. Sidrasa enjoys collecting crystals of a magical nature and is willing to pay a handsome amount of gold for each tier I recover. I should continue to speak to him about these unique formations. Sidrasa? Is that a Khajiit?
Well met, guildmate.
Good afternoon.
I just heard one.
Good news from Kavach for a change. The last of the Daedra have been driven out.
It's Daedra, not Daedra.
I'd love to have the tears added to my collection.
Yes, I know you would. Can you tell me more about these tears?
The tears are not just a namesake. They're literally the frozen tears of a knight named Garridan Staurus, who lived many years ago. I'm not certain what happened to the knight, or why the tears were frozen, but I do know someone you could ask. Seek out Juliana Fanis at the Arcane University in the Imperial City. She oversees the alchemy headquarters there. If anyone can help you get more information about these crystals, she can.
Okay. It's a lot of traveling you're asking of me. Anything else you know about Garridan's tears?
The tears are small crystals, bluish in appearance. Quite beautiful, I'd imagine.
What can you tell me about the Mages Guild here?
All of the local guild halls sell some amount of alchemic ingredients, but for the best stuff, you'll need to do some exploring on your own.
Okay. What can you tell me about Leyawiin?
I am the best alchemist in Leyawiin. But if you need advanced training, you'll need Broch Kalas in Bruma or Ardalim in Bravil.
Who trains in alchemy? There's so many ingredients to pick and experiment with on your own. Heard any good rumors?
I don't know what Archmage Traven has against necromancy, but the first thing he did after taking over the Mages Guild was to ban its practice.
Something I've heard
Bring my
way too many
salutations
times.
to Giuliani. Safe journey to you.
Okay. So, to the Mages Guild. And... I just know... Oh, the Imperial City. Top of the list. So, what was the name? Julianos... Julian Fanis. I don't know who that is. Hello. I remember you.
Greetings,
Are you
Garridan.
Julian Fanis?
What can I help you with?
Do you know anything about Garridan's tears?
You're the first person to go looking for those. Quite a remarkable story, really. I know a bit about it.
Please, I wish to hear it.
Certainly. Garridan was a knight who lorded over a small village of peaceful farmers. One harvest summer, there was a horrible drought. The farmers appealed to Garridan to discover a solution. He spent a week consulting with sages until one of them mentioned a possibility. The sage told him of an artifact called the Everflow Ewer. The vessel, which looked like a silver pitcher, was said to supply endless water.
Sounds kind of amazing.
Yes, indeed. Legend has it that Garridan found the ewer, and that it was guarded by a fearsome creature. It is also said that the creature froze him. When Garridan realized his quest was a failure, and he wouldn't be able to return and save the farmers, he began to shed some tears. As the ice enveloped him, some of his tears were frozen as well. Some even say that the divine, Mara, took pity on the poor knight. To commemorate his kind heart, she imbued the tears with some sort of magical power. That's only rumour, though. You know, if you're really interested in more, there's a book I read once called Nightfall. It may have more about Garridan.
Where can I find this book?
I think I saw a copy last time I was at the first edition bookshop in the Market District.
Okay. Anything else you can tell me about Garridan's tears?
I wish I could tell you more about them, but that's all I remember from speaking to my colleagues here at the university.
Okay. Good enough.
Please visit me again anytime. I'm glad to help. Give Sidrasa my regards.
That's
Hi
this
there.
way.
Garridan's
Good
tears.
afternoon. I'm
Well
not
met,
sure if
Guildmate.
Dark is any more serious a problem
Hello,
than
Master.
Sounds
It is
romantic.
the first
How are
edition
you?
check for the book
And it's
Nightfall.
Fantastic.
Julian
Thanks for
mentioned.
asking.
Yes, we shall go
I
there.
heard the god...
Oh, this is the orrery. I need to go this way. It's this way.
Greetings, wizard.
Alright, I guess we go to the first edition now. The first edition
you have the hands of a healer.
of a healer, huh?
I'm Phintius, owner and proprietor of the first edition. Look around. If I don't have it, maybe I can get it.
You must say that to everyone, because, yes, we met months ago. Alright,
Only
so,
quality goods for sale here. What can I interest you in?
Nightfall. Oh, you do have it. Very expensive. I purchased Nightfall from Phintius at the first edition bookshop in the Market District. I should read it to find out more about Garridan's Tears.
Thank you for your patronage.
It's about the most expensive book I've ever bought. 43 septims.
Take care.
Okay. Let's read it and see what it says. Nightfall tells the tale of Garridan and the quest at a place known as Frostfire Glade. It is supposedly located in the mountains near Bruma. Using some of the references from the story, I was able to pinpoint it on my map. The book also mentions needing special refined frost salts to get into the glade. Oh. I should speak to Julian Fannis about this. Oh, it's not that long. Excerpt from Nightfall, Tales of Heroism and Chivalry, edited by Carolean Odrenius. The legend of Garridan Staurus, as told by Jaron Aethelweald, squire and friend. And so it came to pass that on the first month before the harvest, nary a decent crop could be found in the drought-ridden fields of Farmantle Glens. 27 families, their bellies sunken and empty, turned to their lordship, who had been so fair to guide them in hard times before. The man ruled not with an iron gauntlet, but with the soft touch of silken kindness. My lord, Garridan Staurus, knight-errant of Farmantle Glens. Oh, I'm a knight-errant. I watched sadly as my lord Garridan looked out at the withered fields before him from his meagre stone keep and cursed the luck that tainted the skies and stopped the rain from falling. The families in his charge would not last the winter, which was always bitter and cold in the northern reaches of the Gerals. His own supply of grain was already picked clean. There was barely enough to sustain him for the months ahead. I know if my lord had the food there, he would have shared it gladly, allowing his charges to pay him back in whatever time or manner they could afford, and in some cases, to those in dire need, give it to them without costs. Something had to be done, and it had to be done soon. Sparing not a drake, Garridan paid for the best sages he could find and used the rest to buy as much surplus grain as he could wrest from the neighboring domains. A month passed and nothing surfaced. Winter's icy tendrils would soon creep from Farmantle's glens, causing the green to disappear from the landscape. Families would have to huddle close to their hearths, keeping warm and rationing the bits of food Garridan had given them. I could see Garridan's patience, which was immense, mind you, wearing thin. He told me he considered selling his keep, his belongings, anything to keep his people alive. If only the harvest would yield more, they'd be saved. Then, as if Mara herself had answered his prayers, a sage entered Garridan's keep with the answer. Legend told of a vessel of sorts from which water would pour endlessly, known as the Everflow Ewer. Some said the divines themselves created it, others thought perhaps a powerful sorcerer enchanted it. Wherever it was from, Garridan knew that this would be his chance. Following the directions from the sage, my lord and I set out to recover the ewer and rid Farmantle Glens of the drought. It took days to reach the entrance to the place. After we passed through a winding passage, we finally came to an odd door covered in mystical symbols. As the sage instructed, my lord touched some refined frost salts to the door. The ancient stone door opened, and we proceeded into the glade. A cave cut into a hillside led into a small glade of trees. In the center of the glade, flanked by 2 standing stones, was a stone altar. On the altar, seemingly white, was the ewer. Cut from crystal, the vessel was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. Water filled it to the very top, and as legends held, would never diminish as the liquid decanted from it. Eager to return to his domain, Garridan grasped the ewer in hand. Suddenly, the ground trembled as though the mountains themselves were angered. The sky changed from sunlit blue to dreary gray. Even the ring of trees forming the glade seemed to bend away slightly from the altar, as if fearing what was to come. Then, with no warning, one of the standing stones cracked and exploded. My gaze froze, and my heart fell as I looked upon the guardian of the glade. A huge creature seemingly cut from the very same crystal as the ewer stepped forth and growled menacingly at my master. The air around it became very cold, as if it was born from the glaciers of the northern mountains. This was a being of ice. Living, breathing ice. It's just a frost Atronach. I've several of those. Garridan shouted at me to run as he drew his blade. Still clutching the ewer in one hand, he gave a mighty swing at the ice creature. When the forged steel struck home, it gave a resounding ring and merely chipped the beast as a spike would when driven against the hardest of rocks. Never knowing fear, my lord swung again and again, each blow being harmlessly deflected away. Then a single and mighty blow from the ice creature knocked my lord down. His blade slid away, and he lay on the forest floor looking up into the crystalline eyes of his death. The ice creature raised its arm again for the fatal blow and brought it down hard at Garridan's prone form. I don't know why he did it. Perhaps it was instinct. Perhaps a moment's lapse in judgment. But my lord lifted the Everflow ewer defensively as he got up to a kneeling position. The blow from the creature connected with the vessel, creating an ear-splitting crash. There was the sound of water splashing, and a horrible thundered pitcher sent waves of freezing water in all directions. Even as I watched, the liquid covered the ice creature and my poor master. They seemed suspended in place as if frozen solid. At the time, I didn't know how true my thoughts had become. As I watched in horror, they were encased in a tomb of pure ice. I could see Garridan's face as the ice overtook him, and I could swear he was crying. A few of his tears froze and fell to the ground at his feet like beautiful blue crystals. He knew he'd failed his mission. His people would starve, and he was responsible. Frost and ice covered everything in the glade now. The trees, the rocks, the soil, everything. It was then I became aware that the very air around me began to freeze. It was like a cold winter's night at first, and then it rapidly became worse. The cold was so bad it turned into a sort of frozen heat. It began to burn. My throat became tight and breathing became difficult. I began to lose feeling in my arms and legs, and my vision was beginning to blur. I had to escape this icy glade and tell Garridan's story. It was the least I could do for such a noble man. With every bit of strength I could muster, I ran from the frostfire and back through the cave. I barely escaped with my life. My journey back to the domain of Garridan was a sad one. My heart was heavy, my mind clouded with misery. He was a good man, the greatest I've ever known. To die like that was no way for an honorable knight to end his life. When I reached the outskirts of Farmantle Glen, the farmers were waiting for me. I was ready to tell them the sad news, but they raised a cheer of great joy. They told me that only a week ago, a strange, bluish, glowing rain fell in their fields, and that the next day the crops began to grow as if there had never been a drought. A week ago was exactly when my master was frozen in that horrible glade, and his tears froze like bluish raindrops frozen in time. I looked up at the heavens, and the twinkling lights suddenly gave me great comfort. I thanked Mara, and headed home. Wow. That is quite impressive. Yeah, the gods. I guess it was his sacrifice that moved Mara to help the villagers. He sacrificed everything for it. That is the story of a true knight, a noble person. The true heart of goodness we don't see too often enough here on Tamriel.
Oh.
Yes. Let's leave. I'd like to keep this book. I'll add it to my collection.
Good day to you.
Alright, we have things to sell. Encumbered, but I'm carrying a lot of weight. So we're going to have to go back to Julian Fanis. But first we're going to go sell all the items I'm carrying. Hello? I came to see you.
Anything else I can help with?
Yes, I'm here for refined frost salts.
Yes, I have them for sale. If you'd like to buy some, feel free. They're top quality. I refined them myself.
I have no idea how you do that, but let's see.
Let's do business.
Okay, refined. Frost salts. I guess I need all 5 of them. These are not cheap.
You don't expect me to make that deal, do you?
How about a little bit more of them? I've acquired refined frost salts from Julian. I should now make my way to Frostfire Glade.
Thank you for your business.
What is it about these refined frost salts? What makes them so important?
Sorry, that's all I had. The refining process is quite costly and very tedious.
Okay. Heard any rumors lately?
Half of the Council of Mages resigned when travel
yes, I've heard of that. How about Imperial City? Can you tell me about that?
I rarely leave the university, as I have all I need right here. If you need ingredients, try Ogier Georic at the main ingredient.
Well, for the most part, I get my own ingredients, if I need something. Alright, so it would seem we have to go and find some Garridan's tears.
If you come across any unusual ingredients in your travels, be sure to remember me and bring them here.
I'll probably use them myself, thank you. Oh, yes, where were we to go? It's near Bruma? That's where Frostfire Glade is? Nearby Frostcrag Spire. I could just teleport to Frostcrag Spire and run down the hill. Okay, well, we're outside. Are we not? Not really. I think that would be the best way to get there.
One does not have to be a lunatic to talk to oneself. Definitely not.
I talk to myself all the time. Call me a lunatic if you want. Alright, no, we need to leave. So, it's just to the south of here. Ooh, it's cold. That's a little dangerous. Ah, there's a bridge right there. Okay, that hurts. Ow. Ow. We're almost off of here. Here we go. Well, it's gonna hurt. Ow. Ow. Well, it's straight ahead. Still steep. This is the base of the mountain. The Gerald Mountains. I just saw something. Oh, it's deer. Am I still getting hurt coming down here? Something has keeping the animal population low. Trolls? I don't know. Where to go in here? I have no idea what could be in here. Oh. Rats! The big ones are easy to hit.
I don't find goblins very scary compared to some of the creatures I have seen in Solstheim.
Oh. You guys reeklings over there in Solstheim, do you not? That's a bear's butt. Die!
You think you can beat me? Go ahead!
Another bear.
You made a big mistake! You think you can beat me?
Ah! That was fast.
You leave my friend alone, you bastard! I'm not afraid of you!
Wolfgang, you really are a tough animal. Another bear. Shoot the bear. Good job, Wolfgang. Get him to turn around so I can keep shooting him. Whoa. Ooh. And I thought it was cold up on the mountaintop. Just like the story, biting cold. This might hurt. Maybe you won't be affected, but I'm sure I will be. I've arrived at the entrance to Frostfire Glade. Like the book describes, the refined frost salts are in my hand. All I must do is open the seal by touching it. I've entered Frostfire Glade. The entire area seems filled with a swirling, freezing mist. The extreme cold in this place is unbearable without magical protection. The glade is true to its namesake. The frost burns as if it was fire. I should now carefully begin searching it for Garridan's tears. How many of them do I need? Do I just need one? Pay handsomely amount of gold for each tear I recover. But this isn't... I actually don't think that this has anything to do with my recommendation. I think this is just Sidrasa wanted me to get him some Garridan's tears. Well, whatever. I'm here already. I thought I was doing this for recommendation. Well, not everywhere is covered with frost. It is bloody cold, though. Holy. That was a Nord, pure Nord. This would probably go a lot better. Alright, we're looking for blue crystals. They're supposedly the tears left by Garridan. There's an frost astronaut. Okay, oof. You're feeling it too? Jeez. Yeah, you can't breathe it. It's burning inside. We have to move. I haven't seen one Garridan's tears, though. Alright, shoot at this damn thing. Come here! Oh yeah. Now would be the time for me to start using fire spells. Oh, this is cold. Okay. This cold is very tiring. What do you have on you? Frost salt. It's just cold too. I'm looking for the tears. Oh, by the gods, this is cold. That's the worst. That's the center of it all. This stupid Sidrasa. Well, where are the tears of the... Oh, cold, 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 cold. I don't see anything. I don't see any blue gems. My fingers are freezing. My mouth is freezing. I certainly didn't see Garridan. Listen, you're like a timber wolf, are you not? And you're a Nord. I'm a quarter Nord. We should be able to do better than this. Well, maybe not me, but you guys should be fine. So far, I'm really not impressed. I should now be careful begin searching it for Garridan's tears. It's not so bad on the outskirts here. Do I not have any spells to warm me up? Nothing. I've got Flash Bolt. I don't think I have anything else. Ugh. Doesn't last long enough. It's like there for a second, then it's gone. Your torch, though. Oh, this is bad. Okay. Where is the cold coming from? This is unusually bad. Even for the northern tip of Skyrim, I would say. In the center of the Frostfire Glade, I've discovered an astonishing sight. Garridan himself locked in an eternal frozen struggle with a huge frost Atronach. It appears that Garridan had dropped his weapon and was using the Ewer to protect himself. The Atronach smashed the Ewer, which must have reacted with the magical waters and froze everything solid. A sad end for such a noble knight. Oh, yeah, this is where it's all coming from, and it is cold. So, what about a heat spell? Flash Bolt. I can see it. I can really see him. Need a big one. Well, how am I supposed to get... How am I supposed to get in there? Oh, this is cold. This is cold. This is cold. I think I see something. You know. Oh. I found one of Garridan's tears. I should continue searching as there may be more. It's so tiny. Well, this is Garridan up here. Oh. Looks like I've got my work cut out for me. If I can find any more. It is really, really small. I don't see any more. I wonder if this Frost Atronach is blocking me seeing another one beneath it. Oh, it's heavy. Come on. I don't see any more. That's a leaf. I'm so cold I'm going numb. Worst place in the world for me to be right now. Just one. That's all I found. I'm about ready to give this up. Well, I've definitely found it. I found one. Is this not enough for him? There. I think I found another one. I found one of Garridan's tears. I should continue searching as there may be more. Ugh. It's so tiny and it blends in. Oh, but it knocked one away. I have two. I need a third. For something so tiny. Ugh. Just have to keep looking. That's 3 tiers. They're very, very tiny, so... and they blend in with the snow. This actually has to be one of the more irritating quests I've ever had. I have to look very carefully around here. Oh, come on. Just a couple more. If there's any around, I hope I didn't kick him. Oh, it's getting ridiculously cold. I can't take this forever. I'm going to turn into an icicle, like Garridan. Alright, keep looking. Found another. Oh, I found the 5th and final one of Garridan's Tears. I can now return to Sadrasa and Leyawiin for my hard-earned reward, and perhaps a warm fire. I thought that I only had 4 now. Well, I have 5. Let's get the Oblivion out of here. Warmer inside of a vampire's coffin than it is in there. A lich's coffin. I cannot feel my extremities anymore. Oh, well, it's warmer here. Alright, you know what? Let's just teleport out. Teleport out. I don't have a fireplace upstairs. Frostcrag Tower is not known to be warm. Let's go to a place where it is warm. Leyawiin, but it's nighttime. Let's go to Coral. Oh. I thought it would have taken me to the teleport path, but I guess not. That is the most extreme cold I've ever experienced, and I never want to experience that again. I would think swimming in ice water would be warmer. Good night.
You know, sometimes it really irritates me that you never ask for my opinion. For instance, when did you last ask me what I thought we should do next?
We just did that. What do you want to do then?
There are so many beautiful flowers in the area around Skingrad. One day when we're not too busy, I'd like to spend some time just looking at them.
Okay. Relax.
Relax? That sounds nice.
Alright, we've returned to Leyawiin after having a nice rest in my comfy bed in Coral. You're not... No, you're female. Where's Sadrasa? There he is. Hello?
You look like you've seen some travel.
I have Garridan's Tears.
You found 5 of the tears? Fantastic. This turned out better than I expected. Perhaps a little bit of bonus is in order.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of Septims. Alright. Thank you. Anything else you can tell me about these Garridan's Tears?
They're the pride of my collection.
Okay.
The tears look beautiful in my collection. 1,000 thanks once again.
Okay, so the guild recommendation was not him. I need to find an amulet so De Gale will send a recommendation to the Arcane University for me. Agata might know more. I don't know who these people are. De Gale.
How are you?
Oh, yes, and that wasn't this...
You smell of death. Been conjuring up dead things?
Anyways, I believe I'm supposed to go speak to you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.